Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome along to the Jackocar Cup Series. It is Thursday Night Thunder, round 3. I'm your commentator, Owen White. With me in the commentary box is Jack Ricketts, who's definitely been here the whole time. As you can see, Las Vegas, we all love Las Vegas. And Jacko, just in time to introduce yourself.
Well, just in the nick of time, eh?
My goodness.
Hello, good evening, everybody. I have made it. Normally, me and Owen have a little chat before we get going. Today, we had no such time because I needed to relieve my rear end.
So, and I was just running late because you'll notice it is a quarter to 8. So another late start for Thursday Night Thunder. What a...
we love it. We love it.
Oh,
and it's raining.
Hello. We've got a wet qualifying session, which I would have thought would be unusual in Las Vegas until we saw qualifying there for the real race last season. So actually, this is just your average night in Las Vegas, apparently. So, a wet qualifying session. Intermediate tyres will be used by all, unless, of course, it dries up. I think even if it ends up in a typhoon, you'll still be seeing people qualify at intermediates. You'll see only 16 drivers are in the lobby. Don't know why. That's not our problem, actually, is it? It's Gareth's problem. And the other lad, Ben's. But anyway.
Okay. You lost your flow there.
I did lose my flow a little bit. I was just getting the qualifying slots up because there are... I'm trying to count how many names are actually on the qualifying slots, but you know what? It actually doesn't matter. Let's just describe who we'll see in Group 5, which is the first group out. Nice numbering system, that. We should be seeing Deck for, I believe, the first time this season, and indeed, there he is. We'll be seeing Jimmy Griffiths as well. He is one of our supercharged drivers this evening. Robin Border is also here, so we will see him out onto track. And Mike Kelterborn, is he in here, or are we missing him? No, he's also here as well. So we'll see the entirety of Group 5 at least, and then we'll just work out who's missing after that. But yes, once again, we'll explain this for the next few weeks, but hopefully by this point everyone should really understand. Qualifying 5 groups of drivers will go out in their allocated time slots. Within those groups there will be some duels or triple threats. We've got one triple threat tonight, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. In this first group there are 2 duels, being Jimmy Griffiths versus Deck Acorn and Mike Kelterborn versus Robin Border. If you win your duel by getting the fastest time out of your duel, obviously, you will earn a point which goes onto the duels table. Whoever are in the top 3 at the end of the regular season will get some playoff points. 5 points for the most duel points, 3 for second, and 1 for third. And we have our first group of drivers out. I wonder how many have considered practicing for wet conditions, Jacko.
Well, probably not many, especially if they share the same mentality as me. I know for one that it's very rare that I would do any dry practice, but I don't believe Jackocar has ever had any rain here in Vegas. I'm sure I'll be corrected if I'm wrong, but certainly a wet qualifying, not what we had in mind, but it certainly makes it interesting, doesn't it, as we see, I assume we see Deck through turn 1. I don't actually have the stream up yet, Owen, but... a little bit of rain. Did I get it right?
You did get it right. Very nicely done.
Thank you. But yeah, a little bit of rain is exciting for us around this Las Vegas circuit.
It obviously gives the opportunity for the grid to be shaken up. Let's say we do have 2 supercharged drivers tonight, and just to remind you how that works, you get double points for your race finish. You can do your 2-stop strategy, same as everyone else. 1-stops do not work on this game. So, if Jimmy Griffiths sticks in a great lap time here, or Ben Harrett as well, in these different conditions, it could really benefit them. They could be on for a big points haul tonight. And just so it's clarified, this is not a wild card race. We had that obviously last time out in Monza. The next time we'll see the wild card format will be later on in the regular season, I believe in Hungary, which is round 8. So we'll come back to that idea in a few weeks. I think it was a big success, so everyone seemed to enjoy it. We certainly did in the commentary box. And fingers crossed, we will see more of those in the future. I'm seeing drivers in the pits putting some soft compound tyres on now. Is that just to see the delta? You'll be able to see a live delta, for how much slower your tyre is compared to the intermediate. Is that delta coming down? Are they expecting the rain to stop? I wonder if we will see some dry running at the end of this. If we do, that means this first set of drivers is in real trouble. But we'll wait and see what happens as Deck sets the first time of the evening. He'll be followed across the line by Jimmy Griffiths, who is slower than him. So that is Deck on the board with a win in his duel, which is good news for him. We always like to see Deck doing well. He's a high entertainment in Jackocar, as you will have seen. Last time we saw him, I believe, was in Canada, and he was great entertainment then. Robin is third across the line, and indeed third fastest. Can Mike Kelterborn beat him and win his duel? No. So Robin will take that duel. And we should... This is where we might be missing some drivers then, because Baz is not out of the pitch yet. Jack Craig just isn't here. Ben Harris should be coming out in a moment, as should Casper Klein. I wonder why they aren't out yet. I suppose they're going to wait right until the end. Do they think this rain's going to stop imminently, or what?
Who knows, Owen? Obviously, we are in Las Vegas, so perhaps they are going for a little gamble. I wonder how many times we'll use that reference tonight. Going back to Deck, by the way, this is only his 25th start in Jackocar, but he's provided 25% more entertainment than probably 75% of the drivers that we have. He is one of those exciting, rare breeds. Esports do need these kinds to keep races interesting. Could have done with him 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we really could have.
In that horrible Mexico race. I do feel a little bit sorry for Shaw and Hall. Obviously, the race went smoothly, but stating your name to the league, it could have been a whole lot more exciting for them, but certainly made up for it last week, and I think Vegas will be no exception today when we get going.
Baz has binned it on the way out of the pits. He's taken half his front wing off Jacko. That's a massive shock.
I don't in the Force India livery.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen anyone do that for a long, long time. What a way to kill the dead air that we were suffering for a while there, which is not intended in this qualifying system, but I think this is just a quirk for the way the weather is at the moment. Baza, luckily for him, will win his duel anyway, because Jack Craig doesn't appear to be here, so I suppose he gets away with that, but it just means he won't get a high qualifying position. When it comes to the other duel in this Group 4, Ben Harrett versus Casper Klein, I mean, you've got to be favouring Casper for this one. The reason he's in this duel, these duels are set based on the championship order, and Casper was involved in a plane crash last week, which meant he didn't score any points, and a lot of drivers jumped above him in the standings. So that basically, I suppose, gives Casper a tiny bit of an advantage when it comes to the duels table, because this should be a pretty easy win for him if he gets a lap on the board. And that's no disrespect to Ben Harrett, but naturally you'd expect Casper to win that one. Saying that, I don't see Ben Harrett on the track, and we are past 10 minutes 30. His slot ended 30 seconds ago. I think he's left this too late. I don't know. I think he pushed it in Mexico City. I think he's gone too late this time. I wonder if... we do have a wee group chat with Ben, Shaw and Gareth Hall. I wonder if we can get any confirmation.
Look at him sliding that car around.
On how late that was. I'm gonna ask.
Late, didn't it? Yeah. Just going back to Casper Klein, of course, he was 1/3 of a lap away from winning a Season 8 title around here before he was overtaken by our new Führer, Ben Shaw, and then Casper followed that up by putting it in the wall. Ben famously going on to win this race. It was his 100th race on that day, and of course his first championship, his only championship so far, as he seeks another, and he has had a very good start to this season. But we are watching, I believe, Casper Klein, because Ben Harrett come out late. Owen Wyatt, you can confirm?
I was having a look at Baz's first sector, but I do think it would make sense, wouldn't it, to give Casper the airtime? Look at the livery on this car. This is a favourite of mine already. I love this. This looks fantastic as he heads into turn 1. Casper always has a good livery on him, you know, doesn't he?
He does. He loves it, doesn't he? A big fan of the creation studio on this game is young Casper.
And you certainly have to be creative with it, because sadly EA still don't give you a massive amount of control over it, but he's done a good job here as Casper. And, well, again, his car got utterly ruined last week, so I mean it was probably due a repaint, and he's had it tonight. Looking very conservative as we ride on board with him. I suppose that's just the nature of the conditions, but it will be interesting to see what sort of time he has. Running none on his ERS. The reason he's doing that is so that he can basically burn it all from here to the end of the strip. So it might have looked like he was going slow, and that's because he genuinely was. That's what 0 ERS looks like. But you can see he's now got 80% to absolutely burn down this back straight, and there's no DRS in the rain, of course. So this is the only way you're going to get extra straight line speed. Baza went 4th fastest, which, considering he has the front wing damage, is not actually that bad to be ahead of Mike Kelterborn. But we're expecting this time from Casper to go way faster than the rest of them. Yellow flag's now out for, I believe, Baza. Hopefully no one will come near him. I think he's got plenty of clear air, as Casper nearly got that run through the chicane, but he slid out relatively unscathed. This should be fastest, but by how much? Just under 2 seconds. Let's see if Ben Hara can get anywhere near him, but I'd be fully expecting that to be a duel for Casper. Of course, Ben Hara, as I said, he is the second of our 2 supercharged drivers, so his main priority is just keeping things clean, getting a decent finish in the top 10, and yes, see where that gets him. But let's see how he does.
Of course.
Out of the final corner.
Yeah. Ben Hara then to the line, and he will put in a 141.9 right behind Casper Klein. Don't forget, he was here in Season 8 as well, fighting for the same championship that Casper lost on the last lap. The other 2 that evening were Khalifa and Arnoud de Grief. Arnoud de Grief we will see later, will we? No, we won't.
Nope, no Arnoud in this event.
Okay, what a great shame that is. Who's next, Owen? Because I don't have the list in front.
We've got Group 3 of qualifying, which includes Chris Waits, who we're watching at the moment. He will be against Pete Knighton. That is going to be a very interesting duel. I imagine they're both relatively similar on pace, but it has to be said that Pete Knighton's had a very good start to the season. Nearly won the sprint last week. He's had 2 races in the top 6. We'll see how he gets on against Chris. The other duel is between Michael Okeke, who also had a very good race last week, finishing 6th, and our supreme leader, who clearly is not a fan of Sully's lobby hosting. This is, of course, Gareth Hull. Who will be first across the line to start a lap? I believe it'll be Chris Waits, because the car ahead of him, I believe, is Casper on an in-lap, and indeed it is. So this is the last group of 4 drivers. After this, we have a triple threat and then a single duel at the top.
Oh, and Wyatt, early in the season, whilst we are still early in the season, we got 15 races to go, that includes tonight. Does Chris Waits have a race win in him?
I hope so. It's weird because I feel like when he started in Jackocar, he had a lot of promise, and then he's not really followed through on that yet. So I do wonder when the win will come. I think he does have the pace in him, but at the same time, things may just have to align for him. He's not had a bad start to the season, though it has to be said. He's still very much competitive, but
scoring points, isn't he? Yeah, absolutely.
I hope there's a win in there for him, but it's the same with sort of Sully, isn't it? But even then, Sully's probably shown more promise actually in the last season than a bit to win a race, and he hasn't managed it. So hopefully one of these 2 can pick up a win at some point. Don't know what he's like in the rain, actually. I can't really tell you how he's done in the rain, but maybe this will be a good chance to show off his talents.
I think for both of them, it's going to be one of those races where everything just falls right for them. Let's put a $5 on it for both of them to win a race this season. Chris Waits, Sullivan Lewis, and we're going to have 2 races. Everything just falls their way, and they end up cruising to victory. That'd be the dream for both of them. Of course, Sullivan Lewis, two-time race winner already in the Cup Series, Season 7 Kia Series champion, and Chris Waits with only a handful of starts. In fact, this is race start number 19. All of those appearances coming in the Cup Series, but only a few podiums to his name. The race win eludes him as he comes into the chicane. Owen Wyatt.
So he'll be the first across the line in this group. We'll see how he gets on. We can see Sully's already out of the pits for the triple threat group, so we'll talk about them in a moment. But here's Chris. He will go second fastest, quite close to Casper's time. Is the track improving, I wonder? Gareth has gone fourth fastest, so we'll see how their opponents get on. Pete has lost his duel. He goes third behind Chris Waits. Michael KK, he will come across the line in a moment and he will lose his duel as well. So Gareth and Chris winning their duels. Next up is the triple threat. Triple threat looks to me like Johannes is already at the end of his lap, while Sullivan Lewis and Logan Aron are already on their only on the right laps. So this will be an early pace setter for Johannes. Let's see how he gets on in the orange machine. Had a real shot of victory last week, but didn't quite fall his way as he goes second fastest here, just behind Casper. But yeah, the other two on their out laps. The reason for that is because the group's about 3.5 minutes long. You have to leave the pits, so, you know, in theory, Johannes could have left at 7:10, while these guys have clearly left closer to 3.5 minutes. So they've not done anything wrong. But yeah, that just explains their timing. Expect a big time from Logan. He absolutely dominated in Mexico City. But we'll worry about him in a moment because Jacko, first up to start his lap will be Sullivan Lewis.
Sullivan Lewis, where is he? There he is. He's down in P15 on my screen. So then, into turn 1 comes that two-time Cup Series winner. And we say it every week, especially now he's started showing promise in the last, I almost said 18 months, let's say season and a half. Big moment through 3. He has so much promise, does Sullivan, but he cannot, for the moment, put the races together.
Oh, no.
And what's going on here? Who is that? Are they holding him up?
It's Ben Shaw. That's a bad look,
isn't it? The frustration from Sullivan Lewis as he weaves the steering wheel in anger. I think there's a broken front wing there as well.
There is indeed.
Ben Shaw. Wow. The champion around here 2 years ago.
How bizarre is that? I wonder, was he running his AI, I wonder? Was he sat on pause or something? Because that was very unlike him. But that gives, well, Sully's going to be last, isn't he? That's what that means. He'll be last on the grid. Logan,
Jake's not going to make a mistake, is he? So.
Yeah, and Ben Shaw, he can't get a penalty for the race, but he surely will get one after the race. Here's Logan. Oh, he's had to lift as well, and I wonder if there could be something there for Sully as well. And I've got to say, by the way, the track looks like it's drying a little bit, so Logan may have the raw pace anyway, but that certainly won't have helped having Sully in there. And what a mess these lot have made of their triple threat group. Ben Shaw obviously about to start his lap, and Jake will be last across the line to start his lap. I wish I could see the timer on screen, because I don't actually know how close they are to 0, because we just have a permanent yellow flag out there. Jake is going to just about get to the line on time. He's got 20 seconds. He's coming through the final chicane as we speak. So he's leaving it properly late. I think he has timed it correctly, but here comes Logan. Should go fastest and does by over a second. That is a track that is drying. So expect to see Ben Shaw
in the wall.
Oh, I was going to say expect to see Ben Shaw and Jake with a quick time. No damage on Ben's car, but as you say, Jacko, being in the wall, not ideal. Jake on his lap, so he did get to the line on time. This is going to be interesting, isn't it? As he hits the wall as well. Same place where Ben Shaw presumably hit it.
And Sullivan Lewis. All of them on the exit of turn 3.
Oh, look at that. Stuff. Ben Shaw's drifting around the sphere as he runs in his golden colours, celebrating, of course, the championship that he won here in Season 8. The championship, the most insufferable champion that we have, it has to be said. But, I mean, he's probably earned the right for it, hasn't he? But look at that. He can't control the car. This is a horrible lap.
someone who's going to be very smug about this is Casper Klein. You would have seen the race day graphic, better luck next time, or better luck this time, something like that. Of course, Ben Shaw has teased Casper Klein for 2 years of that championship victory he had here. But it looks like Casper's one end of the grid, and Ben Shaw, the way he's going, if he hits any more walls, Owen Wyatt, he's going to be down the bottom to start this race as he just about negotiates a chicane to the line then. This is where I famously whipped out the Danny Quinn could never do it phrase. But can Ben Shaw recover this lap to P4? It's not too bad, but it's behind Casper. It leaves us with Jake O'Sullivan chasing what would be his 27th pole. We'll put him level with Arnaud de Grief. I'll take us to the line, shall I? Jake O'Sullivan, what you got in you, sir? P2, Logan is on pole.
And, yeah, another very impressive performance from Logan, it has to be said, who will start this race from pole. Very, very short run to turn 1 as well, so you'd expect him to hold on to it. Jake, even though it's not pole for him, it is the dual victory over Ben Shaw. And like I say, Ben, I mean, he's done okay to end up 5th there, actually, because the car really was all over the place on that lap. But will he be in trouble for the incident with Sullivan Lewis, who qualified 24 seconds off pole? But did at the same time get in the way of Logan, which probably won't matter because Logan was on pole anyway. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Big
margin. Big old margin once again. I say once again as if he was on pole in Mexico. He wasn't. I can't remember who was, but Arnaud. Logan won that race in Mexico, leading 29 laps. But yeah, this is his first Jackocar pole, chasing his second Jackocar win. Here's the order.
So we've got Logan then on pole position, head of Jake, I think was on pole in Mexico, and then you got Casper, Johannes, Ben, Chris Waits, Pete, Ben Harrett, our league owner in Gareth Hall. I say that like Ben isn't also the league owner. Sorry, hold on, that's quite rude. Deck.
You say that like I'm not sat here. My name's above the door.
Yeah, but you're not the owner, are you? Right, Jamie, OKK, Robin, Bazza, Mike, and Sully. Luckily, only 16 names to mention there, otherwise I would have definitely run out of time then. Now, will we have a dry race or not?
Not league owner anymore, but it still is weird getting used to that one, I must say.
I think it's been quite a smooth transition. I mean, mind you, for me it maybe it's easier because you're still in the commentary box. So as far as I'm concerned, nothing's changed.
Yeah, we just carry on as normal. Just like I say, that the last 2 weeks, though, and the joy of having no admin to do post race is nothing compares. It is wonderful.
And yet you still come out with stats, which is impressive.
Yeah, in fairness, I have kept some core stats. I'll even run you through what I keep. So, wins, poles, laps led, best result, playoff appearances, championship 5 appearances, championships, active seasons, obviously race wins, DNFs, race starts, and the winless streak, as well as Cup and Kia championship 5 appearances, the closest and biggest winning margins, and the accolades, as in champion, regular season champion, chase champion, chase shootout champion, and most laps led by season, as well as the big old graphic with every single race winner in order, all the way back to Michael OKK in season 1. So there is quite a bit that I keep to myself.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's nothing compared to what I have been doing the last 6 years, whatever it was. So the big one that I no longer keep is the points, because I don't quite understand how they work anymore. So
it's not that complicated.
If you want points up to season 12, I can help you.
All right. Well, shall I give you a stat of what points then while we're on about stats?
Go on. Yeah, why not?
Jimmy Griffiths, who is one of our supercharged drivers this evening, starts the evening on -3 points. I don't think this has ever happened before, has it, where we have a driver sat on -points, but that's because he broke the rules when it came to pit stops in Monza. because as the wild card for that race is you had to make one mandatory stop. Any stops outside that, you got a 5-point penalty. Jamie decided to make a last lap pit stop to go for the fastest lap, ended up finishing like 14th or 15th. But that extra stop meant he ended up in minus points. So it must be a first. But we also have, I mean, what that's done is there's allowed Leroy, who's not here, and Corey, who's been banned for the whole season so far, ahead of him in the championship on 0 points. Just, yeah, it's just quite cool.
Just Jackocar things, I guess. It's basically what's happened here with the Shaw and Hall era is they've taken us back to a time in season 1 and 2 when we had so many gimmicks. We've sort of gained all the gimmicks back, new and fresh gimmicks out of that. But it's sort of revisiting season 1 in a way. That's how I look at it. And we love a gimmick here in Jackocar.
Well, it is basically a soft launch of a new season 1, isn't it? I mean, it's season 1 and everything but name for the Shaw Hall era. New name and everything, with it being Thursday Night Thunder, which I'm sure they're absolutely delighted that I'm plugging as much as I am. I don't think they were expecting me to. So,
you know, I don't hate it, because I actually I gave that name to him as well.
Well, I was going to say, actually, you probably came up with it, didn't you? Because we were on about it in like season 11 or something, how season 12 was going to be Thursday Night Thunder, and that didn't happen because they decided to have the idea instead. I just want to mention, we've got most drivers out there on mediums. Our pole sitter is on the softs. Isn't that exciting?
Well, he's a very fast guy, isn't he? What does he know that the rest don't? I'm sure he's going to entertain us tonight with his pure pace. That's if anyone can catch him as well, it'd be nice. As I adjust my settings here to show you what you're looking at. But yeah, Owen Wyatt, it's very nearly time to say those famous words that you do. I mean, I'm watching Sullivan Lewis come round at the back of the grid. What can he do from there? He is obviously frustrated, but surely Sullivan Lewis can convert something very soon, hopefully tonight. Owen Wyatt.
Also, those guys at the back of the grid, they've got a sort of curved start to this race. That'll make their launch not ideal. It's a straight run, though, for Logan, who's on pole position here in Las Vegas. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing at night time here at Vegas. And indeed, Logan has had a good start. He leads comfortably into turn 1. But look at this side by side. We've got Casper right around the outside of Jacob Sullivan and up into second place. Johannes was side by side. There it is, still side by side with Ben Shaw. He's now tucked in behind. Will there be any moves in towards turn, I believe 4 this is, the first few corners, so they take a couple of unnecessary numbers. It might even be turn 5 actually. And you're making noises.
Yeah, Sully is a terrible host, aka Gareth Hall, aka league owner, just put Decker Cornley into the wall at turn 4, but he got away with it. And both of them did, in fact.
We could have a real problem here for Chris Waits if the game would let me come off board. I think his rear left is blown up. Oh, come on, game. It has. He ran over his own front wing down at turn 5, and it's done him in. That is a race ruiner, if I've ever seen one. Gareth's front wing damage as well isn't ideal. Obviously, you can make your first stop whenever you want here, which is a bit of a reprieve for him, but not if you're Chris Waits. He needs a safety car as a reprieve. And look how slow Gareth is in a straight line. That is not a good sign at all for him.
Oh, Chris Waits is round!
The issue with this is that if the tyre completely blows, you could find yourself beached, and if that happens, you are in massive, massive trouble. Jake O'Sullivan has lost a lot of time on this opening lap. I wonder what that's all about. I mean, he's absolutely nowhere on pace. He's lost Jake. He's lost Johannes. Yeah, Sir Holden. He's got Johannes and Ben Shaw right on him. But where's his pace gone? What on earth's going on? As we see pit stops then. Gareth in. Looks like Chris Waits will get back before the leaders catch him. That's unless, of course, the car decides to loop around. It is very easy to spin when you've got a puncture. He's got about 30 seconds, I'd say, to get to the pit lane before this becomes a problem. As Ben moves up into 4th place. Surely down the strip he'll be up to 3rd. Jake's too slow.
Jake's never gone well here though, has he? It's not his favourite track. Oh, Ben Shaw, so loose. Johanna's got a right good side view of that car in front, and in fact it's given Jake O'Sullivan a bit of room as they run up towards turn 12. Yellow flags. Chris Waits has spun in the pit lane. Owen Wyatt.
He's not
No,
quite.
he hasn't.
He's not quite.
He's not even made it there yet.
He's done well not to spin, actually. He took a very long way round the chicane, and I think he's, at this point, pretty much okay to get into the pits. When you put your pit limiter on, the game will stop you from spinning, which is quite handy. So he should be able to get into the pits. It doesn't look like Casper's got a run on Logan, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if Jake O'Sullivan's 5th place by the end of the straight. Here comes Ben Sharp is inside, and luckily he ran out of straight before Johannes had to go. But it's Ben up into 3rd place, but they've lost another second to the guys out front. And look at this. This is going to be free wide as it into the final corner. My goodness. Johannes, good driving there just to back up. But the run that they had on Ben Shaw was unbelievable. As Jake moves up into the top 3 once again. Johannes trying to sneak back through. The top 2 have checked out. They have absolutely gone. And now here comes Johannes alongside Ben Shaw and back up into 4th place again. It's as you were from the last couple of laps.
Who'd have thought that? Great racing from Johannes, as you say. Saw the danger, backed out, let Jake and Ben fight, and he's gained a position back, which he will now try and improve on and get P3. But as you say, Owen, class of the field, Logan and Casper, as they lead by nearly 4 seconds here in Las Vegas.
The 3rd group of drivers out there is currently led by Ben Shaw, or Ben Harrett, I should say, sorry, who's looking very handy indeed in P6. Although that massive train, if they start attacking him, he could find himself dropping those positions quite quickly. If he were to finish there, he'd be getting 38 points, which would be obviously the most points out of anyone tonight. So a lot on the line if he can hold on to this. But I think he's being mugged. What a mugging this is. He's already down to 8th, and we've got a yellow flag. There's a car in the wall. Is there? Or is it Chris Waits just moving out of the way? Already a lap down to most of the field. Here's Johannes up into 3rd place. He's not at the best one for the chicane though, but I'm trying to look at what Ben Hart's doing. And Jamie's lost his front win, has he? Oh, he definitely has now. And there's another car in the wall. Risky. He's got away with it. But let's look at these guys down towards turn 1 again. Is Jake O'Sullivan going to have a look? No, he's not close enough. But Jamie Griffiths into the pit lane. The supercharged driver in trouble. Ben Harrett, he's done okay there to come out of all that in 7th, because he really was getting mugged down the back straight. The DRS there is unbelievably powerful, which begs the question, how is Casper not taking the lead of this race yet?
He's playing the sensible game, isn't he? He's doing the reverse of what he did 2 years ago when he lost that title to Ben Shaw. Ended up in the lead on the wrong lap. What's happened here?
Robin somehow hasn't got damage. I can't believe it. Having an issue through turn 4. He must have had a big slide. I was expecting to see a massive amount of damage on his car, but he's gotten away with it. He's in 13th place. And can get back on with his race. But surely Casper has to pass Logan on this lap. I was saying that Logan will probably be in the pits before long on those soft compound tyres, but surely there's nothing stopping Casper from just driving past here as we ride on board. He is blowing the ERS now. I think this is going to be the move. DRS open.
Just heard ya.
Logan, I believe for the first time in Jackocar, has been overtaken for the lead of the race. A new experience for the man on home soil here.
And a good move from Casper as well. I think he so desperately wants to win this race in this league to right the wrongs of that famous December night. But Casper leads lap 4. That's his first of the evening. Logan led the other 3. And into turn 1 they go then. And what's happening further back? Ben Shaw has fallen away from the seemingly struggling Jake O'Sullivan, but he's somehow surviving. Johannes is just about pulling a gap on him. And Pete Knighton now leads that train that you were talking about, Owen Wyatt, and Ben Harrett is the man behind him, waiting to mug him in a few seconds' time.
But more concerningly, so is Jackocar, everyone's favourite. Was it these two? No, it was Wace actually, wasn't it? Who?
Was
it the pair of them? I feel like Ben Harrett was involved in Canada at some point with Deck. I could be misremembering that though. But I mean, he's involved with everyone.
I was going to say, if you ever want trouble, just look for Ben Harrett and you will find it. Out of turn 10 they come. Turn 11 is the kink, and turn 12 puts us on to the Las Vegas Boulevard. Here we go then. And Deck is just winding up a
Heads
boom,
in.
providing he can get it braked.
Broken front wing. That's
Yeah,
not going to help.
there you go. Advantage Ben Harrop.
I want to quickly check and see if Ben Harrop, or not Ben Harrop, if Jake O'Sullivan's going to go for the move on Johanna is not close enough, I don't think. We're right on board all the way to the end of the straight. Doesn't go for it. Right, let's see what Deck's up to. With the broken front wing, that will actually give him better straight line speed. I don't know what happens when he gets to the corner, mind you, but he's not been able to make the move. Looks like Mike Kelterborn on Michael O'Keke. That's a bit deep for Mike. And, well, there's no way through for O'Keke, so he'll fall down to 11th place. And the former race leader, Logan, into the pits. Looks like he's going to come out into some nice clean air as well. He'll be behind Michael O'Keke, but I reckon he'll have about 4 or 5 seconds ahead and behind. That is working out perfectly, I tell you what. That has gone brilliantly for Logan.
That's it. Yeah, fair play. Good pit.
No.
Baz, that is the man behind.
Still looking at Jake O'Sullivan, who's absolutely all over the back of Johannes. They're losing yet more time. They're now 5 seconds behind Casper. That's looking quite bad for their hopes for the win. But obviously, all it takes is a safety car to come out just to solve that. Well, yeah, of course, to have a safety car in a normal race this season, with obviously the massive bore fest that was Mexico City. We did use up the whole allocation, I believe, in Italy, in fairness. But yeah, we're yet to see anyone make a catastrophic enough mistake this season yet. They're all driving very cleanly, very un-Jackocar like. Someone crash. As we already see O'Keke being overtaken by Logan, who's having no problem getting through the pack. He just looks good, doesn't he? He just looks like a driver that could win every race that he takes part in. As Deck up the inside of P9, who left him a country mile light of space on the inside. There was absolutely, I don't think that's the right way to describe it, but he left so much space, essentially, right? And now he's into the pits, as is Jake, as is Ben Shaw.
Yep, but Pete Knighton, by the way, despite that, he's still running in a very good position. And I'll say it quietly, 202 races. I'll also say this quietly. He's having a very good season so far.
Yeah.
Peter Knighton.
Mentioned it
So
in
maybe
in
he's
qualifying.
got a new head on him, driving sensibly, driving well. And I guess you could put him in the same category as Chris Waite, Sullivan Lewis. Can he go this season and break that 202 streak of no race victories in the league? My God, what a night that would be!
203, isn't it? Just to
203 tonight.
Yeah,
if he doesn't win it.
Just to rub it in for him, just because he's not going to win this race, is he?
Not this one.
As Logan, I thought Logan was going to have a go through the S's there on Ben Harrop. I was very worried for a second, and he's going to be very close to the back. You've just got to be careful, because he knows he'll get the exit, he knows he'll have the DRS, and this is a much safer spot to pass. And Logan up into P5. I mean, where even is Jake? I mean, Jake is about 6 seconds behind, and look at this. Ben Harrop's going to come back at him. Interesting. So he let him through to get the DRS, and he hits him. Oh, hello. Welcome to Jackocar, Logan. This is something you might have to deal with. I think he's going to get through now, but Ben Harrop giving him a gentle introduction to life in the Jackocar League. Will that affect anything for Logan? We've got Casper in the pits as we speak. Deck Acorn leads the race.
Leads this race. Wow.
And Casper, he's going to be in DRS here of Logan, so he's going to have to re-overtake him. And yeah, the undercut just about worked, despite nearly getting involved in an accident there twice with Ben Harrop for Logan. But yeah, Casper, it's about as you were actually to get from Casper to Jake. So yeah, it looks like a 2-horse race at the minute, but those 2 horses are catching up to the back of Sully and again Deck, who leads this race.
Yeah, hang on, I'm just going to get you a stat whilst I can. Decker Cornley has only ever led 10 laps in his Jackocar career. Of course, race start number 25. Can he lead another one?
Obviously, that race done in Australia in Season 5 did not end well. So hopefully this ends a little bit better for him. But I tell you what, he's going to be looking behind him, and he might be slightly nervous about what's going to happen to him on this straight. He's got, let us say, that little bit of front wing damage, which could give him that little bit more straight line speed. Here comes Sully, and that's going to block the path for both Logan and Casper, isn't it? Because there's just no way through. Logan's hitting a very wide entry. Will Casper be able to get a bit of a switchback on him here? Will he be able to sort of mug him? Oh, is Deck going to try and pit? He's got no space to. I think Deck wanted to pit. And look how slow Logan is now on the way through the final corner. Where can Casper try and sneak through here? As Deck around the outside of Logan. Will he hold on? Not quite. But yeah, that looked very conservative from Logan, who's basically got his full allocation of ERS remaining here. And he's navigating this well, but that was a risk there. He could have lost that position to Casper if Casper had sort of committed a bit more.
Absolutely. Deck, by the way, I don't know if you saw that. He didn't get lap lead number 11, but Sullivan got lap lead number 77, which puts him level with Mike Kelterborn. However, I don't think he's going to get to 78, as he's got these two rapid drivers behind him in what I'm going to call is turn 10. Is that correct, White? You know this track better than me. Here goes Logan for the lead.
Again, don't like this when they're going it through the S's. A little bit of contact here and it's game over. But Logan gets through. I'm sure Sully will be more than happy to let him go, but then he has a big moment coming out of God knows what corner that is. I actually don't know either, Jacko.
12.
But, 12.
That is 12.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, if he'd got a good exit, he might have been able to get back past Logan with DRS. He might just do it anyway. Here he goes. This is Casper, sorry, of course. Casper got straight past Sully, so yeah, that really did cost him. But Sully would have been the one doing that, I think, if he didn't have the moment coming out of 12. But here we go, down towards turn 1. Where's Jake in all this? He's going to get past Deck, who will pit this time. Committed a little bit later to the pit lane, but I didn't see that. And
no, you didn't mention it either, just in case they watch the stream back. All good. Nothing wrong here, Gareth or Ben.
Right, gap.
Ben short, by the way, P6.
Yeah, gap to leader, Jake O'Sullivan, 2.8 seconds. So the traffic has definitely slowed these front two down as we get a yellow flag for one of the league owners in Garrett, I think. I mean, that's where the yellow was. I don't see any damage on either he... Oh no, there is damage on Robin. His right hand end plate. Probably not enough to bring a yellow flag out, but well, whatever. You do you, Codemasters. And look at this, side by side through the first few corners. They're giving it some. Deck, I thought that was Deck actually, there's Bazza in the background. Deck's come out in 10th, but yeah, giving Gareth his airtime. Will he get past Robin? Nicely done. Very nicely done. Right, that's your lot. Here comes Casper. And it's the lead of the race once more. Oh, I tell you what, they nearly touched as well. And Jake O'Sullivan keeping the pace up as he gets past Sully. He'll be hoping that these front two race each other a bit more so we can try and catch, because he's got 5 seconds to Johannes, who's sort of in a bit of no man's land here, ahead of Ben and Pete and other Ben, who are all sort of in a bit of a no man's land. I mean, Deck is going to be catching Ben Harrett soon, but we've got a fair bit of field spread out here as Sully comes into the pits. Of course, started last on the grid, so we will see after this pit stop how his race is truly looking. I think it's going well. He should be in the top 10 when he comes out of the pits. He may even still be in 7th place. He is still in 7th place. That has gone very well indeed for Sullivan Lewis.
That's
really
a
good
really
pace.
good stint.
Yeah, really good pace. That'll surprise Ben Harrett, I think.
Imagine if he'd have got a qualifying lap in. Because he's not slow, is he, Sullivan Lewis? That's some fantastic pace.
Well, he might well get his chance to catch up to Ben Shaw later on in this stint. Just looking at the back of the field again, by the way, Robin, with this damage, is holding Gareth up. He's got back past him, And now Gareth wants to look up the inside, but Bazza is very much caught up now. So these three could engage in a good battle. The train from Sully as well, down to... I mean, well, it's not... It's a weird-looking train, because all the way down to Michael Okeke, they're all, if you look at it on the map, in a train, but none of them are in DRS yet. So we need this to close up a wee bit, and then we'll have a properly good train to watch there, but... I'd say main battle on track is the battle for 13th at the moment, and sadly, Chris Waits, by the way, just has not had his safety car. He would need to unlap himself as well and everything. It looks like he's going to be finishing last. If he gets to the line, that'll still be worth 5 points to him, so it's not a disaster actually, with us having less drivers on the grid. But as you say, Jacko, always finish the race, because you'll still get some points for it, even if you are 1.5 minutes off your nearest rival. Now, Robin is diving back up the inside of Gareth. You got through. Oh, I tell you what, he was all over the curb there, and that could have been a big moment. My goodness me. How have they not come together there? I have no idea. Oh, he's going to go for it.
Penalty.
I thought he was going to go for it. Is he going to go for it? Look how much overspeed.
Of course he is.
Robin has. Nah, he doesn't go for it.
Oh. Bazza heard that there was a party going on, and he's just invited himself in. He's right on the back of Robin now.
DRS.
As he fights with Gareth.
Yeah, there you go. Straight back through.
Oh, hey, look at this.
Almost into the wall. Here comes Barry Baldwin. Doesn't go for it. Bit late on the brakes.
Gareth gives a little bit back.
Yeah. That could have ended up in the wall. That could have been a bit suboptimal, but they've survived it. And, yeah, they're bringing the entertainment for... Oh!
Bazza up the inside, wow! Oh, that's audacious!
I was watching...
We love it, Barry Baldwin.
I was watching that from the off-board camera, and that looked like it was heading straight to an accident there. I can't believe they didn't touch.
I was watching it from the onboard camera, and I can't believe they didn't touch. Fantastic driving. Oh, wow.
And
I'll
Gareth
tell you what, Bazza's
got
to run now. Yeah, this will be easy. Mince meat, as they say. Providing Bazza can get his foot down. Gareth's using the ERS.
And you'll have DRS as well. Watch out, Robin. They're both coming for you this time as you ride on board with Bazza. Which way is Gareth going to go? Is he going to go inside on... Oh, he broke early. And Bazza nearly got caught out. Oh, he's hit the wall.
Bazza in the wall. Yep.
Oh, he's nearly lost it again. I tell you what, they're probably going for it, aren't they? Nah, I think he might have already had that damage, because he hit the wall on the right-hand side, but he's got damage on the left.
It's the same damage from qualifying, isn't it? They couldn't afford to put a new front wing on.
Well, budgets are low in the Shaw Hall era. Evidently.
Because they were... Bazza just hit the wall again, hasn't he? The budget, don't forget, was blown on that Season 8 Championship 5 build-up when we rented the Sphere. We then had to improvise thereafter. Improvise we did. Some cracking Championship 5 build-ups, and now is a great time to tell you that even though we've moved into the Shaw Hall era, those build-ups will continue. They are part of the Jackocar footprint, what makes this league great. As Mr. Sullivan Lewis moves past Peter Knighton for P6 on the road.
Yeah, that was
behind
poor.
the man who held him up in qualifying.
That was pathetic.
Back through goes Pete.
Pathetic racecraft there from Sullivan Lewis. You should know better than to let someone have DRS on the strip. Naughty. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Pathetic. Right, let's go back to the real battle. As Robin fights away. And this time he will... This time... It's the best battle we've seen all season, I think. I mean, we've got a fight for the lead as well, and nothing's happening in that, and they've been within a second of each other for the whole of the last 5 laps, for goodness sake. Here is the move again. They have touch this time. Big contact this time between Gareth Hall and Robin Border. Come on, Bazza, get involved. There you go. He's involved now, and he's going to get one. He's trying on the outside. That's audacious. Oh, my goodness me.
Go on, boys.
That would have been a repeat of last week onto the bridge. That was so close to an airplane crash again in Jackocar. Now, Bazza will get past Robin this time, surely. Will they let Gareth get away? I don't think so. Bazza's got the run. Go on, send it. Oh.
Boring. That's not the Bazza we know.
Just because he's a league owner doesn't mean you can't still attack him. You saw what he just did to Robin. Give him some back. I don't think Gareth even got damage from that, did he? Oh, he did. Again on the wrong side. But that means all three of these drivers in this battle have damage. On the same part of their front wing, I believe, or is Robin on the... Okay, sorry, Robin's got it on both sides, actually. But, yeah, they all have damage, is my point. So, that evens it out a little bit as Jake takes his second pit stop.
Baz is trying some crazy different lines as well, like totally unique and bespoke lines to try and get himself ahead of Gareth Hall. He will have the run on him here. This will be 4P13. As Owen White keeps reminding you, the best battle on track. But Gareth utilises his ERS, but Bazza has the inside, and here comes Robin once again. And who has it? As we head into the chicane, it is Barry Baldwin. It's taken him about 8 laps, but he is finally through for now.
But he's gone so deep. He's gone so deep. He's got no ERS left. That's never going to last. Here comes Gareth again. Robin's a bit too far back. We've lost Michael O'Keke, and we got a full safety car for the first time this season. I was going to say when Jake pitted, he was putting himself into the danger zone of being done there by everyone else. I was expecting that to be because Gareth, Bazza and Robin would inevitably come together, but instead it's because Michael O'Keke has binned it on the exit of turn 4, and we have got our first safety car in a regular race this season. I don't know how they're going to let Chris Waits unlap himself. I know there's a way of doing it, but hopefully they can get something sorted so we can get back in the race. But if you are Jake O'Sullivan right now, you'd be livid, wouldn't you? Because everyone else can make their pit stop on the safety car, or can they actually? Hold on a minute.
Can they? I don't know if they can, Owen.
Well, it looks like Casper's doing it. Hold the line, because I'm pretty sure actually this was an explicit rule, wasn't it? You can't.
No, I don't think you can anymore.
I don't think you can. I think VSC you can, but full safety you can't, which is why no one's pitting apart from Casper, who may have just found another new way of losing a race win in Jackocar, and he really has found a lot of ways. So sorry, actually, that's worked out brilliantly for Jake. That's my bad entirely. I do apologise.
By the way, a race win for Casper here would have put him level with Khalifa and Corey Dalton. Instead, it's going to be race win number 27 for Jake O'Sullivan. Should he convert it, but he is in the box seat there in P6.
Other drivers are now pitting as well. So is this rules being forgotten?
But the way that Gareth and Ben rule is rules are rules. There is no leeway. So these are all penalties that you're looking at. They are not mandatory stops. I'm sure that's the rule, Owen White.
Yep. So the rule is non-mandatory stops for safety cars. So everyone was saying in the pit at the moment, you can make a stop, and maybe that's what they're doing. I mean, will Sauce go to the end? Maybe not. But absolutely, these are not mandatory stops. One of the drivers who's made one of these non-mandatory stops is Jamie Griffiths, who's a supercharged driver. So if anything goes wrong for him here, it can really cost him in this season. What's weird though is Gareth's one of those who pitted. But he was already at the back anyway, I suppose. So I guess for these guys at the back, feel free. But if you're Casper, someone might want to get on the phone to him and tell him that he's breaking the rules again in Jackocar. Max is death and Casper breaking the rules. I mean, I suppose it's what you expect from him, but it's possibly poised to ruin his race. But if he can pass these guys, make a gap, and then pit, then he's back in the game. But I don't think there's enough time for that to happen, as Deck joins those who are pitting, as does Ben Harrett. At this point, you might as well pit, because everyone else behind you is pitting anyway, so they'll all have to pit again after you, if that makes sense. So the more guys that pit, the more sense it makes to pit. Because they're all doing non-mandatories, and you might as well just have a bit of fun.
Absolutely.
This will make for a good restart.
It's reminiscent of the Season 8 restart, isn't it? Well, I say restart. One of the many restarts that we had that race.
The one where
the safety car
it all went
out.
wrong at turn 3 is a restart I'm thinking of. and everyone was losing front wings, and it was all going terribly wrong. I'm expecting that sort of vibe here, because, I mean, Pete Knighton's going to be the first one to be targeted by Deck. I have to remind you, it's Deck who'll be leading the charge here. And I'm very excited. And, I mean, Jake as well, actually. I mean, if Jake gets himself involved in any of this could spoil his day still.
Absolutely, and he wouldn't be race win number 27. We are, with Jake, we are progressing very nicely to 30 race wins. I think that should be an achievement unlocked, certainly. It was Jamie Wright for years with 19 race wins, and then Jake hit 25 last season. He sits on 26. How far will any of these drivers go in the existence of Jackocar? But at the minute, he is the all-time race win leader.
Well, in the existence of this race, we're going to have one more lap of safety car by the looks of it, which means we're only going to have about, what, 7 racing laps when we go green against. This is going to be absolutely frantic stuff. And it's been a pretty good race already, so I'm looking forward to seeing how these lot get on a restart.
Well, you know, I'd be inclined to agree with you, Owen, on it has been a good race. We've not had a lot happen, but it's been exciting enough to keep us invested, that's for sure.
And Gareth Hall's had his airtime, which is always nice as well, so, you know, good luck for him. Well done for him.
Exciting times, by the way. Mr. Sullivan Lewis is behind Ben Shaw.
Oh,
finally.
yes.
That 8-second gap is, of course, gone because of the safety car. Now, what will happen between those two is worth keeping your eye on with what happened in qualifying. Of course, those of you that missed it, Ben Shaw in turn 4 blocked Sullivan Lewis on his hot lap. Immediate frustration from Sullivan. Of course, he started from the back. He's worked his way up to P5. On for a good day as it stands. Say no more.
Just want to point out as well with playoff points, just because we haven't really had a chance to mention how they're actually divvied out this season. And we've got a little bit of time before the safety car comes in. A pole position gives you 1 playoff point this season, so Logan obviously has taken that point away because he's hitting pole and he's not in the season. If you get on the podium, you get 1 playoff point. If you win a race, you get 5 playoff points, but you can only get that once. So Arnold got that last week, so he can only get that once, but I believe he'll still get the podium point. That's just to make sure if you dominate the regular season, you don't just win the playoffs by default. If you get your fastest lap, you get 1 playoff point, and then we mentioned the quali duels as well, where you get your playoff points for that. So I just thought I'd mention those, because we mentioned the regular points enough, but so we haven't actually mentioned playoff points. They're very uncomplicated. What might be complicated is this restart. I am fascinated to see what happens. I'm fascinated to see if anyone's going to get on the phone to Casper and tell him, mate, you have to pit again. Because the thing is, if he can get himself back up to the front, then no harm done, really. And, Logan nearly lost it through the final corner there. That was a bit of a sketchy restart. And it's going to allow Casper a chance to get himself up into 2nd place already. And here we go. This is the fight we wanted to see, and it's not a fight at all. As Casper actually takes the lead, for goodness sake. I wasn't even watching that. I was busy watching Risky passing Ben Shaw. But okay, Casper straight through to the lead. Jake O'Sullivan now coming alongside Ben Shaw. He's still the priority here. He's still very much in the box seat to win. He made his stop right before the safety car came out. And Deck is already ahead of Ben Shaw as well. And he's having a lovely restart. Here comes Jimmy Griffiths, and our league owner's been absolutely mugged. He's crashed into the side of Jimmy Griffiths as well. Hopefully that's not sidepod damage. Out of the race he goes. And that was a horrendous restart and another safety car, which means that these pit stops are going to come even later in this race than we were expecting. Front wings are gone everywhere. Ben, what on earth was that? He just had an awful restart. Couldn't get the car under control whatsoever. That looked, he's on ice the whole way round.
That's exactly what it looked like, wasn't it? you almost can't blame him for it because it looked totally uncontrollable. I'm sure there will be somebody to blame though. And even with this later stop that we're now going to see, it's not written in the stars for Jake O'Sullivan. He's still got to get through the carnage. And of course, anything can happen. You've just seen one of the best drivers in the league, in fact, the highest scoring point scorer of all time, just make a catastrophic error. And so it can happen to anyone, the best of them even. Ben Shaw out, and still plenty to play for as we are inside right now of 7 laps to go. 6 laps to go, I should say.
Yeah, Pete Knighton just taking stock here on the back straight. I think he's weighing up his options and whether he's going to rage quit or not. I think he's just taking a minute to calm down, having got involved in that accident. Obviously, nothing any of these guys could do by being involved. It'll be fresh pit stops, fresh tyres, penalties being taken if you have any, because there's a few who got 10-second time penalties for getting involved in that incident. I think Bazza was one of them. Or Robin, sorry, was one of them. Pete surely was another one, because he's lost his front wing and he will have got that penalty for contact, which is a bit unfair, but it means he'd be sat here for about 30 seconds. And indeed he is, just sat waiting. He won't get lapped, but still, frustration for Pete, who has been having a very good season up till now. Still could have a good result tonight, it has to be said. I mean, we've still got another restart to come, and another pit stop for everyone barring Jake O'Sullivan. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, we're going to have 5 laps to go as they cross the line, and the safety car will probably come in at the end of 21, so we're going to have 4 racing laps at the end of this safety car, I expect. I mean, that was a hectic restart alone. Casper was about 4 seconds ahead of Logan by the time that safety car came out. He bolted down the road. He's going to have to do that again, but he's running out of time to make a gap over Jake O'Sullivan. He's just going to be having to pray that Deck does something to Jake. Do you know what I mean? He's going to need a favour, I think.
Now, Owen, this normally is a sort of time when I would come in and say, well, Deck and Jake, they are mates away from the game. However, that means nothing with Deck, because he will hit anybody.
He will.
So... he will. So don't rely on Deck to protect Jake. Anything could happen. Deck would actually dearly love a win, wouldn't he, to right the wrongs of Australia all those seasons ago.
I think, yeah, he could do with having that reprieve, couldn't he? Because, I mean, that was, for those who aren't aware of it, he'd broken a safety car rule, hadn't he, on that day, and he actually
he went so early.
He just completely ignored the restart zone, and he won the race, but then had it taken off him. I think he was dedicating it to like his gran, I think, and everything. It was such a wholesome thing. And then someone had to tell him, he
rang his gran, didn't he?
Oh, he ran his gran. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, sorry to break this to you, mate, but you've broken the rules and you're last now. And yeah, 8 seasons ago now, and still very much on the brain, because he was talking about it in the chat earlier as well, I noticed. So yep, very much still a fresh memory.
We never forget
nope.
those moments, do we?
Pete Knighton knows that more than anyone, so unfortunately, Deck, yeah, you'll never be allowed to forget that one.
Canada season 2, of course, for Mr. Knighton. He's never looked. Well, I say he's never looked back. He has looked back many times, because we always play it in the highlight reels.
Yep, he's had no choice but to look at it back. I'm just trying to get a look at the car of Logan. What number is that on Logan's car? He hasn't nicked my 15, has he? Or is he or is it a 19? I just can't. I think it's a 19, but I just always wonder if anyone ever takes over my number.
The cars are far too quick.
He needs to crash so we can see his car, or actually, we'll have a look at when he's in the pits. That's a great idea. It might be a 19, but I'd like to see someone out there with a 15, because I don't think anyone owns it at the minute. SD Mats has been away for a while. I only ever use it like twice. But anyway, that's not actually relevant at all, is it? As we have a safety car restart to worry about. Now, if things go wrong on this lap, we still have time to get one more safety car. That would be a total disaster for the guys that are yet to pit. So they need this to go clean, but I don't see a world where that happens. As we see Casper disappear off in the distance. You might as well not watch him. He'll be doing his own thing on this restart. Oh my goodness! Look at that from Sullivan Lewis.
Wow.
Two restarts in a row he's made that sort of move stick. He's having a wonderful evening. One of his absolute best in Jackocar. He's going to be all over the back of Logan now. He's not going to go for second place, is he, on the road?
He is. He is gone. Oh, boring.
Here comes Deck. Oh, nearly hits the side of Johannes. And we've got our two supercharged drivers right on top of each other on the track as well, as Ben Harriott dives up the inside of Jamie Griffiths and makes contact. Do not blow this massive points haul used to. If you're finishing around the top 6, you'll be the highest scorers of the night. That's how much a supercharged result means to people these days.
Lewis.
Front wings have gone missing, but you're right. Sullivan Lewis is on it. And Logan genuinely appears to have no pace. Again, about 4 seconds is the gap at the front of the pack. And it's Sullivan Lewis who runs in second place. Jake O'Sullivan is surviving this lap so far. And we've had no incidents to bring out a safety car either. Still time for it, but we're all on a straight at the moment. I'd be very surprised if anything happens on here. But, I mean, someone gets too late on the brakes and gets it a bit wrong. Anything could happen. Riding on board with Jake. Just has to keep everything under control. Oh, Dex hit him! Oh my goodness! Dex lost his whole front wing, but hasn't done anything to Jake. Safety car! Oh, no way! So Deck crashed into the back of Jake, brought a safety car out. Oh, dear me. This won't last long. This can't last long.
It'll be in by the end of this lap, surely.
It might just be a one and done, this. Oh, yeah. Jackocar, what a league. And Jack's going to take this restart without a front line.
Owen said it correctly. Jackocar. That's all you need to know.
8 seconds.
It all makes sense.
8 seconds was the gap that Casper had over Sully. I mean, he's doing everything he can to make the gap. I don't know how he's making that much time. But once again, it's just got away from him. He must be so frustrated about this. Because Jake's, let's get this absolutely straight. Jake's had no pace tonight compared to Logan and compared to Casper. But those two, it's just not falling their way at the minute. And for Jake, he's a three-time champion for a reason. He knows how to win these sorts of wacky races. And he's finding himself in the right place again. But we saw it. Deck hit the back of him. It could easily be someone else. It could easily be him doing it on the restart. Will the restart come on this lap? That's the big question. It sort of has to. Otherwise, we're going to get a load of drivers disqualified. or whatever the hell the penalty is. But we'll let Hull, Shaw, Hull, whatever you want to call it. We'll let them deal with that eventuality if it happens. But we're yeah, okay, it is covered in this lap. Right. So that is the last you'll see of the safety car this evening. I cannot wait for this.
Casper just needs a solid restart. We're so close to saying Jake O'Sullivan's won this race. He hasn't yet. If he has a clean lap, he has. If not, anything could happen. Owen White, take us through this.
Right, here we go then. Casper to the line once again. We're out of safety cars. It's a 2-lap sprint to the finish. And Sully doesn't go for his trademark move this time. Deck's thrown it up the inside despite a broken front wing. And he's actually got past Johannes, who's fallen behind Jamie Griffiths here, who could be on for a top 5 tonight.
Oh, Johannes in the wall. Griffiths in the wall.
Yeah, and that's it's not Griffiths, it's Ben Harriott who's lost his front wing.
Sorry.
Disaster for him. Jamie Griffiths is up the inside and is surely up into 5th place on this supercharged strategy. This is going brilliantly as Logan has a massive slide. Logan is having an awful time on 18 lap old mediums. How on earth are they still going? I have no idea. But this is going to be a mad dash to the pits on this lap as Jake gets himself on the back of Logan, and this needs to be a clean move for him, and I think it might have to just flat out just be a move, otherwise he'll get done by more cars, as Jamie is having the race of his life at the moment. Someone else has got a bit of damage on it as well, but look at the speed that Deck's going to have because of the front wing being completely off the car. He just has endless straight line speed. He might as well have DRS at this stage as they fly down the back straight.
Get ready for a big one.
Will he go for it?
Or is he sensible?
Oh, he is going for it. Oh, he's not going to get slowed down. He's ruined Jamie Griffith's race. Look at Mike. Mike's up into P6. What a move. Right, loads of pit stops happening. And, well, Jacko, you've got your thing to do.
Yes. It's 1 lap to go and Jake O'Sullivan leads here in Las Vegas.
Look, he's staying out. Deck is staying out. He thinks he's in for this. Oh no, it's happened again.
It's happening again.
Oh dear. Right, who comes out? It's gonna be Casper in second, Sully in third. That will become second and third. And Sully from the back of the grid. He's on for a podium. Unbelievable stuff.
Wow.
Ben Harrett hasn't changed his front wing in the pits. That could be an inspired call because it's going to give him a chance of finishing P8. Oh, unbelievable. What a weird race this has been. Jamie Griffiths did change his front wing and has left him 13th. A waste of a supercharged result if I've ever seen one. But my goodness me. We have seen some race here this evening. It's been highly entertaining from start to finish. We've had the incidents, we've had the racing, and now we've got Jake O'Sullivan, who pitted at the perfect moment, who's going to win this race. I'm keeping an eye on other battles out there because Logan has got himself ahead of Sully. I wonder if Sully's going to go for DRS here to try and nick that spot back, but I think Logan will be far enough ahead. We'll have a look, but here comes Jake O'Sullivan, who rounds the final couple of corners. Now, it is going to be victory in season 13. And Jake O'Sullivan, he got his pit stop right. He's won in Las Vegas. What about Sully? Could he get through on Logan? He's got more ERS than him, but can he find any space? Outside line, he's going to take contact! Oh, he's got him!
He's done it!
My goodness me! Oh, that had airplane crash written all over it. I
thought he was dead.
I thought he was dead. How has he got that move done? My goodness me! What a race!
Move.
Deck will lose second place. I don't know where he'll end up, but he'll lose second place. Oh my god! That was
and
heart.
Everybody breathe.
That was heart and mouth. Jesus, I can't believe he survived. I don't know. Were you on board with Sully for that?
Sullivan. Yes, I was. Wow.
I can't believe it.
That's why I screamed.
Well.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I tell you what, that's the sort of drama that we put Las Vegas on the calendar for. Boy, did we get it in spades. Let's confirm the order then. Here in Las Vegas. I've got a high off that, you know. Oh, what a race. Right. Jake from Deck, from Casper, from Sully. Deck will probably fall down, so let's just ignore him. They'll place in summer events. So Jake from Casper, from Sully, from last on the grid for a podium. Brilliantly done. Logan. Mike, 5th place. Brilliant job. How the hell did Gareth end up 6th? I mean, Baz is 7th, Ben Harrett in 8th. That will give him 30 supercharged points. Pete 9th. Johannes 10th, who got absolutely shafted on the restart. He just got punted off, didn't he? And he sort of just fell away from him after that. Robin 11th. Jamie Griffiths in 12th. That will give him 18 supercharged points. So he's into the positives on points. And you got Chris Waits, who was last, but still picks up 7 points. Ben Shaw and Michael Okeke retired from the race.
Wow. Is what we can say to that one.
Yeah.
Incredible, Owen. Like you say, that's why Vegas is on the calendar, and for some reason it always delivers in these Jackocar races, whether it's been Kia or Cup. It's always a good race here, and that was no exception. Sullivan Lewis, we don't do it anymore, but driver of the day, 16th to 3rd, you'd give it to him because he actually drove a very, very good race in amongst the battles with Casper and Logan, and obviously Bazza, Rob and Gareth further down. Sullivan Lewis driver of the day. That was world class.
Absolutely agree, Jacko. And, well, that's certainly fed our appetite for the next race in Qatar, where we are going to have, I believe, 4 supercharged drivers, so we'll let you know how that goes next week. Plenty to look forward to. And I'm sure there'll be a few drivers in the chat who, well, hopefully all enjoyed that one. But, yeah, Deck is being told the bad news about his penalty. But saying that, though, Deck has actually pulled out a rule that says pitting under safety car will count towards a mandatory 2-stop. So what does that mean?
Has he?
That says for
Is that
season
not the old
12.
rule?
That says for season 12, Deck. We're on season 13, lad.
That's an old rule.
That says season 12. It literally, the screenshot he's picked up says season 12. Hold on, I've got to correct all this.
Yes.
Oh dear. Well, do you know what? We'll let him worry about that. We are going to leave you because I've got some fish and chips coming. Priorities. I think I've earned it after that epic commentary that I've just done there. I don't know what you're rewarding yourself with.
Good. Probably the best co-commentary of the night, actually. And the silence says all one needs to hear.
I'm just reading Deck saying, I don't know what season we're in. You sent me the rules and I read them. Oh dear. It's gonna be robbed again.
Wrong rules.
Robbed again. Well, we're gonna leave Deck to his realization, and we will see you next week. Hopefully at the normal time of 7:30. It'll happen eventually in season 13. Hope you enjoyed that race. Hope you'll be with us next week. Safe travels and take